I was the first person to review the Lenovo IdeaPad Duet 7 2021, which was the company's answer to Microsoft Surface Pro range. Last year, meet the new Lenovo IdeaPad Duet 5i. This year, the Duet Series 2-in-1 convertibles were transferred to a different lineup. This new model uses the same appearance as the IdeaPad Duet from 2021, however its internals have been updated to 2022 specifications. Lenovo has also made the required adjustments to lower the price of the new model. An IdeaPad 5i tablet, a magnetic keyboard cover, and a 65-watt travel power adapter are all included in the kit. Lenovo chose to include the keyboard in the retail packaging of its 2-in-1 convertibles, in contrast to Microsoft, which always sells the keyboard of its Surface Pro tablet separately. However, the pressure-sensitive pen is not a part of the box. If you want one, you must purchase it separately. Fortunately, Lenovo's pen is far less expensive than an Apple Pencil and is based on Wacom technology. Several less expensive third-party pens are also compatible with this 2-in-1. Given that the IdeaPad Duet 5i's screen has been reduced from 13.3 inches to 12.3 inches and that its bezels are also shorter, it appears much smaller than the IdeaPad Duet 7 of last year. Although the storm gray finish is nothing new, it yet has a certain allure. Compared to the flat sides and sharper corners of the IdeaPad Duet 7 from the previous year, this model's rounder edges make it more comfortable to handle for extended periods of time. A 5-megapixels camera on the front of the device supports Windows Hello facial recognition. The recognition rate in my tests over a 2-week period was really high, but since the IdeaPad Duet 5i doesn't have fingerprint unlock, I still prefer it. The slate contains 2 Type-C ports with many functions, both of which are located on the left side. They both enable video output up to 4K at 60 Hz and power delivery 3.0 up to 65 watts. Although the Type-C connectors are obviously inferior than the Surface Pro 8's dual Thunderbolt 4 connections, the ordinary consumer won't notice much of a difference. Due to the high cost of Thunderbolt certified hubs, the majority of us just use regular USB-C hubs on them. Additionally, few purchasers of ultra-slim laptops will desire to add a large external graphics card container, along with the power button and volume rocker. The 3.5mm headphone jack is located on the right side of the device. Additionally, the IdeaPad Duet 5i has 2 Dolby Atmos certified speakers. On the bottom side is the 5-pin magnetic keyboard connector. There are numerous vents on the upper side, and the entire system is actively cooled. The kickstand resembles the one on the Microsoft Surface Pro series quite a bit. It can open up to 150 degrees, making it easier to use a stylus to take handwritten notes in Sketch. Despite the thinness of the keyboard cover, the keys still provide a reasonable amount of travel and tactile feedback. Given the size of the touchpad compared to the keyboard, you have plenty of room to use various movements, but unlike the Surface-type cover, the keyboard won't tilt upward for a more comfortable typing angle. Fabric covers the back of the keyboard, which looks gorgeous, but can also easily become dirty if misused carelessly. My Lenovo IdeaPad Duet 7's keyboard is still fairly clean after more than a year, because I've been very careful with it. The IdeaPad Duet 5i's keyboard is unique in that it has a battery and, when removed, may use Bluetooth to connect to the tablet or any other device. Because of this, the Duet 5i is more adaptable than its rivals and can be used in more situations. Additionally, there are 3 levels of backlighting that can be used even if the keyboard is not attached to the tablet. The 12.4-inch IPS display of the Lenovo IdeaPad Duet 5i has a 2560 by 1600 resolution and a pixel density of 243 ppi. Additionally, the screen supports Dolby Vision and has a 96% DCI-P3 color gamut, making images appear rich and true to life and giving movies, especially those using the Dolby Vision codec, a breathtaking cinematic appeal. It's unfortunate that the refresh rate is still just 60 Hz, especially in light of Microsoft's recent Surface Pro 8 upgrade to a 120 Hz display. The screen of the IdeaPad Duet 5i has a maximum brightness of 450 nits, making it even viewable outside. Also compatible with the capacitive touchscreen is Lenovo's Active Pen, which offers 96 different pressure levels. Lenovo didn't provide a specific figure for the pen's responsiveness, so I made the assumption that it would be higher than the 9 milliseconds of the Apple Pencil and Galaxy Pen. For regular consumers like myself, sketching and writing with a pen still feels quick enough. The IdeaPad Duet 5i has speakers built into both of its sides, Even by tablet standards, the audio coming from these Dolby Atmos certified speakers is not particularly impressive. They are in many respects comparable to the two speakers on my Xiaomi 12 Pro smartphone in terms of volume. While the Duet 5i speakers are turned up to their loudest setting, I didn't really notice any substantial distortion because there is a good amount of bass, which prevents the speakers from sounding overly tinny or flat. They are usually fine for casual gaming in a quiet room and watching YouTube content, but I still feel much more comfortable using headphones and external speakers for music and movies. The mix of mobility and performance with tablet Ultrabook convertibles is always a challenge for PC manufacturers. Without the power adapter, we want them to be as quick and functional as possible, but we don't want them to be heavier or thicker. Lenovo also provides different configurations for customers to pick from, but the review device I received is powered by the 12th Gen Intel Core i7-1255U processor and 8 GB of dual-channel LPDDR4X memory. I conducted some benchmarking on the Lenovo IdeaPad Duet 5i and compared the results to those of its rivals in order to better understand where it sits in terms of performance. The IdeaPad Duet 5i achieved 1,696 single-core, 7,463 multi-core, and 18,220 OpenCL scores on the Geekbench 5.4.1 performance test. These figures surpassed those of the top-tier Microsoft Surface Pro 8 model and the Dell Latitude 7322-in-1 by a wide margin. The IdeaPad Duet 5i once again outperformed the Microsoft Surface Pro 8 in both single-core and multi-core performance in the Cinebench R23 CPU crunching test. Different real-world workflows for productivity and content production are simulated by PC Mark X. It is frequently used by us to evaluate the overall system performance for office-focused tasks. The IdeaPad Duet 5i achieved a score of 4792 on the Common PC Mark X test, indicating that it should perform admirably in a number of demanding productivity tasks. This year, the SSD within the IdeaPad Duet 5i was upgraded to PCIe 4.0, and as it is a common M.2 component, you may swap it out whenever you like. The SSD performs admirably in the Crystal Disk Mark performance test. The Intel Iris Xe U96i GPU that this slate has is a major upgrade over previous generations' Intel UHD graphics and Iris Plus iGPUs, and it may even outperform some entry-level discrete graphics cards. The IdeaPad Duet 5i scored 1412 in TimeSpy, graphics score 1268, 3658 in Firestrike, graphics score 4037, and 11,574 in Skydiver on the graphics-intensive 3D Mark test, graphics score 12,027. These values surpass those attained by the Yoga Duet 7 from the previous year, which has less GPU execution units and single-channel RAM. Despite having an older CPU and the exact same iGPU as the IdeaPad Duet 5i, the Microsoft Surface Pro 8 performed somewhat higher in every 3D Mark subtest. The IdeaPad Duet 5i is the best 2-in-1 convertible for intense gaming. However, this slate can provide you a smooth ride if you're ready to run less GPU-demanding games or change to lower resolution and quality settings. Even in those intense battle scenarios, League of Legends on the IdeaPad Duet 5i averaged 103 frames per second at 1080p and medium quality settings. At 1920 by 1080 and medium quality settings, Genshin Impact averaged 34 frames per second, which isn't amazing, but is still playable. In some of the more complicated situations, I did notice frame drops, but there were no noticeable delays. The frame rate remained at 60 FPS, even after lowering the quality settings. When the IdeaPad Duet 5i's CPU is subjected to intense workloads, such as Windows Update, compilation, rendering, or gaming, the cooling fan located under the hood will turn on. Only the whooshing of air being forced through the chassis can be heard because the fan itself is so quiet. Although it isn't loud and there isn't a whine, you can still hear it. But the Duet 5i is very quiet compared to the majority of Ultrabooks. It is virtually entirely silent when used for simple tasks like web browsing, email, etc. During intense activities like gaming and other tasks, the slate's rear panel might become slightly warm, but never to the point where it was dangerous to touch. The battery life of 2-in-1 convertibles is one of its main downsides because it is typically shorter than that of typical laptops. The IdeaPad Duet 5i 5i's 50 Wh four-cell battery is a major improvement over the previous model's 42 Wh battery. The IdeaPad Duet 5i lasted 10 hours and 7 minutes in our usual battery test, which involved setting the screen brightness to 50%, leaving Wi-Fi and alerts on, and playing a 1080p video continuously. This late typically lasted 6 to 7 hours with a full charge in typical daily mixed use. However, activities that use a lot of CPU power, such video editing, benchmarking, and gaming, may quickly deplete the battery. The battery charges quickly thanks to the 65-watt portable power adapter. A full charge typically takes around 2 hours, so you may attain a good portion of refill during a lunch break. The Lenovo IdeaPad Duet 5i isn't attempting to be the best convertible in the world without cool features like the 120Hz refresh rate or Thunderbolt 4 connectors, and there are undoubtedly some areas where Lenovo could have done better, but the majority of the crucial details are handled correctly by this product. It offers a stylish ultra-thin appearance, a stunning 2.5K IPS display, a strong processor, a quick SSD, and a lovely backlit keyboard that can even be used when detached. This may be your best option if you're looking for the best two-in-one convertible for the money. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day and see you soon.